Good morning. Morning, everyone. Hope you're well this morning. Let me know if you're joining in. We're going to be doing some Pilates. Give me a wee thumbs up if you're joining in. That's the comments coming in. I'm struggling. I think I need glasses. Right. Morning, Janice. Hi, Becky. Vicky, Flora, Robin, excellent. Hi, everyone. Lovely to see you too, Vicky, even though I can't actually see you. I know you're there. So let me know if you've not done Pilates before as well. Let me know. If you've not done it before, you can maybe watch it first or just try it as you go, take your time. It's quite slow based anyway. So I'm just going to give it a couple of minutes. We're going to start on the floor and then at the end of the session you'll be coming up onto your feet. So just check your room that you're in, make sure it's safe enough to exercise in. So Flora, you've not done Pilates before, so just as long as you've not got any injuries or illnesses, just try it with me this morning and see how you get on. Take your time. The breathing is one of the things that quite a lot of people find hard to get, but just as long as you remember to breathe, you'll be fine. It's in through the nose and out through the mouth and slow based, slow movements. And if anybody has any questions, pop them on here, or you're welcome to go on to my own Facebook page and private message me if you don't want to pop your questions on here. So that's Aileen Tierney, my Facebook page. What time are we on? We've still got a couple of minutes, I think. Oh, that's went quick. I didn't come on early enough. Just 1 minute. And if Pilates is not for you, check out the other sessions on the 5 Sports and Leisure page. There's other sessions. There's another 2 today. Jamie's on at 12 and Claire's on at 6. And there's lots of different styles of exercise, so you will find something for you. If you do hear any banging or shouting, my son, it's his first time in my dad's house, at his granddad's house since lockdown, so he's quite excited to be in the house. So if you hear any thudding or banging or shouting, it'll be him. So you don't need anything for the Pilates session this morning. You do maybe need, well, I'm saying you don't need anything. You might need a cushion, a pillow, or something soft under your head, maybe a folded up piece of clothing or something, just if your neck gets uncomfortable. But other than that, we don't need anything. So if you've just joined, we're starting on the floor and we're going to be finishing it up on your feet. If for any reason you can't come up onto your feet, the majority of the class is floor-based anyway, so you could still do some of it. Okay, right, I think we'll just get started. That's more and more people coming in. Right. So we're going to start your warm-up. I'm not going to put the pillow under my head because I've got this bun in, so I don't need it underneath, but see how you feel. If you want something under your head, just pop it under. You just need to stay neutral to start and then lead with your tail and just roll down onto the floor. Remember, you can always use your hand or your forearm to help you roll down. And then once you're there, we're just going to go on to breathing, set that up first. So if you place your hands on your rib cage, just keep your legs flexed, hands at the rib cage, and just breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. in through the nose, out through the mouth. So while your hands are on your rib cage, you should feel them expanding on the inhale and then contracting again on your exhale. When you exhale, look for a wee bit of force, just as if you're blowing up a balloon or something. And we're going to try and keep that same breathing pattern going throughout the class. So from there, we're going to now keep the same breathing pattern and start warming up. So I just want you to go to scissor arms, bring your hands up above your chest. Inhale, take one hand overhead, and exhale, take the other hand overhead. So you just go scissor arms, nice long arms, moving from the shoulders, one hand towards the floor, one hand overhead. So moving from the shoulders. I'm looking to see as if I can see you. I can't see you. Hopefully you can see me. And then from there we'll go on to both arms together. So if you start on the floor with the palms down to the floor, and then just inhale slightly overhead, exhale back down, palms to the floor. Again, both arms should be really long. As you lift them, lengthen them. And just keeping your head relaxed, still with your feet hip width apart. Is anybody else joining us? Good, there are more in. Excellent. Excellent. And then the last one for the arms is your arm circle. So still inhale overhead and then exhale, palms towards the ceiling. Inhale overhead, exhale, palms towards the ceiling, and draw your shoulder blades down as you get that arm circle. So we'll get a couple more of these and then we'll start warming up the spine and then warm up the lower body, and then we're good to go. Last rep. So because we've moved the arms, we're going to just keep those relaxed. Bring your feet together, still with the bend in the knee, and just start rotating your lumbar spine. So that's the lower part of the spine, to take your knees from side to side, slowly and controlled. You take that lower leg all the way to the floor. If you can keep your shoulder blades in contact with the floor. If you can't, just go to where you can. You don't have to go all the way to the floor. So slow and controlled, still keeping that breathing pattern going in through the nose as you lower, out through the mouth as you lift. Eye line just stays up, but shortly we're going to add in the neck, warm up the neck, so that's your cervical spine at your neck, and we're going to look the opposite way to where the knees go. So just look to the side, away from the knees, and then lift and go to the other side. Inhale, look down, exhale, look up. Inhale, look down, exhale, look up. Nice, smooth, slow and controlled. So this is getting all of the spine warmed up, and then we're going to get the lower body next. Last rep. Good, so for the lower body, we're just going to move from your hips. The first set, just lift the leg so that the lower leg is parallel to the floor, and then back down. I want you to exhale on the lift, inhale, toe to heel to the floor. Exhale on the lift. Inhale, toe to heel to the floor. And just keep your spine relaxed, just move from the hips. Morning, Tracy. I'm glad you can see me. Good. Good. Good to have you. And then on the next one, I want you just to lengthen your leg a bit longer. So point your toes up towards the floor. Exhale, lift. Inhale, toe to heel down. Arms relaxed, eye line up. And just about 3 more to go on this one. Then we can get on to the main workout. Last rep. Okay, so we're on to abdominal prep. So the first prep we'll go is hands at the head. You can take your hand behind your head and support your neck if you feel uncomfortable. I'm just going to keep my hands just outside the head. Elbows slightly forward. You'll inhale to prepare and exhale to roll up. So the head and the shoulder blades roll up, and then you try to push forward as you get further up. Inhale, roll back. Exhale, roll up. I do want you to press the lower part of the spine to the floor here and just slide further forward as you come up. You don't lift your lower back off the floor, you keep it pressed down, especially at the spine. Your eye line should end up forward. If you look up, you're putting an extension and pressure on your head, so look forward as you get higher up. So you should feel the abdominals working as you roll up on that, and just keep the roll down controlled so that they're still working a wee bit when you roll back. There's still that control and contraction as you come back down to the floor. So we'll just get 2 more, and then we're going to do the exact same exercise with the legs at tabletop. So from here, straight away, when you lift your legs up, you should automatically press your spine into the floor, and it's going to stay there all the time now. You'll still roll up and then forward, the exact same movement, but when you roll back down, just make sure the spine is still in contact with the floor. Same muscle groups working, but a wee bit tougher on this one, and also you're adding in your hips to keep your legs in that position. But you should feel it a wee bit more in the abdominals with the legs at tabletop. If it's not comfortable, you could either put your feet on your couch if you're in your living room or on your bed, or you can keep the feet down. That's not a problem. Last strip, and then I'd like you to stay flexed. Now again, if you're not comfortable, keep your head down, but try and stay flexed. And just single leg stretch. My couch is in my way. So exhale, exhale. The breath is a wee bit shorter and sharper here. If you're struggling, you can always just lift one leg up at a time in that flexed position. And you can still do this one with your head back, but make sure your lumbar spine is in contact with the floor so that the work stays in the abdominals and you don't hurt your lower back. So last 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just hold the knees, gently roll down and just get a wee rock from there. And then we're turning over. We are going to come back to abdominals and flexion work, but we're going to turn over and do some extension work for your spine. So feet together, forearms down, one long line. Make sure you're pointing your toes and really lengthening your legs, squeezing the bum slightly and pulling your abdominals up towards your spine. You just do the first prep, which is just up with the head and the chest slightly. I don't want you to take it too far, just the upper back. Stabilise your upper back, lift the eye line slightly, exhale up, inhale down. So it's just a small movement. How are we getting on? Morning, Linda. Morning. And then we're going to add in the legs with this one as well. So just take your feet to hip width apart and turn your toes out to the sides, heels in towards each other. So as you do that same movement, you're just going to lift your leg, lift from the hip. Exhale up, inhale down. Remember to keep that wee bit of force with your exhale, and remember to lengthen the legs even longer as you lift them. Hopefully you're aware of the muscle groups working at the back of the hip and the bum to lift the leg. Check your abdominals at the floor, make sure they're not relaxed. Draw them up towards your spine. No pressure in the lower back. One more each leg. And then we're going to go on to a slightly tougher breaststroke prep, another extension one. If this is no good, keep the forearms down. I'm just going to keep letting you know options because sometimes it's maybe not feeling good at your shoulders or your back, so you need to have options. Keep your hands in contact with your head, and you probably won't get as high, but it's the same movement. So it's exhale up, inhale down. So definitely tougher lifting the weight of the arms up as well, and it's your back that's doing the work for that. So just check, make sure you feel okay. Just slow and controlled, don't jump up off the floor, slow and controlled. And we're not adding the legs quite yet, we are going to add them shortly though. Last rep. And then just keep relaxed at the upper body. You can keep your head to the side or keep your forehead at your hands. We're going to try double leg lifts. If they're no good, stick to singles. So lengthen both the legs as you lift them. Exhale to the top, inhale to the floor. You should still have that slight rotation so the toes are pointing to the back two corners and the heels are in towards each other, hip width apart. Try to keep any pressure out your upper body as you lift. Keep it slow, keep it controlled. Long levers on the legs, just one more. So we'll do a wee combination with those. From here, just up from here to lift the back and the legs, and then lengthen the arms out to the sides. Stay in the extension, hands to the head, and then back down. So we inhale to come up, exhale to take the hands right out, inhale back to the head, exhale down. One of the most important things, although the arms and legs are moving, is your core. So I need you to keep checking that you're not relaxing your abdominals and putting the pressure to your lower back. Should be your upper back that's working, the back of the hips, the bum. Last couple on that one. And then we're just going on to one more extension exercise. So we're going to do a slow swan dive. We'll do the full extension on its own and then we'll add in the swan dive. Hands stay again somewhere outside the head and shoulders, and you're aiming for the full extension, so you are working your lower back on this one as well. Eye line forward and then control it back down. On this one, because it's a bigger movement, I inhale for the first part of the extension, exhale all the way up, and then inhale to start coming back down to the floor, exhale to finish. Because it should still be slow and controlled, so you'll probably need that 4-breath pattern instead of the 2-breath pattern. Okay. So the swan dive, it adds the legs as well. From here, when you come down with the chest and the head, the abs, the chest and the head, you lift the legs at the back. So it's still the 4-breath pattern. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Any pressure anywhere, just stay down and just stick to the single legs and the upper back extension only. Let me know if you're getting that one. Even at the end of the class you can put a wee emoji with the swan with a thumbs up if you got it and a thumbs down if you weren't sure. Get these emojis involved on the comments. Last rep. And then we'll get a stretch from there. Feet together, knees apart, hands out. Just take them as far away as you can and then lower your head to the floor, or as close as you can to the floor. And then just slowly start to roll up, but just stop as your hands get outside the knees. Just holding the stretch, and then we'll roll all the way up. So we're going to go to plank next. There's lots of different ways to do the plank. If you get sore wrists, you can stay on your forearms. If you struggle on your feet, you can stay on your knees. So I'll quickly rattle through the 4 options. So option 1, hands and toes. Option 2, forearms and toes. Option 3, knees and forearms. Option 4, knees and hands. too much to take in. We'll just be holding that and keeping your breathing steady, trying to keep a neutral spine, so that's a nice straight line on your spine. We do have natural curves on it, but just try and keep as straight as you can. So shoulders away from the ears, body weight forward, inhale, prepare, exhale, knees up if you can. And then keep that breathing steady, in through the nose, out through the mouth. You're not looking at your toes, you're not looking out in front, you're looking right down in front of your hands. Your hands should be under your shoulders, your elbows should be slightly soft. Keep your shoulders away from your ears, squeeze your bum slightly. How you doing? Keep your breathing steady as you can. And then on your next exhale, gently bring the knees down, and then just a quick stretch, we're going to come back up. So one more plank. If you feel confident enough on it, you're going to try a leg pull front. So you move from the ankles. Push the heels further forward, take the heels back. Try to avoid lifting the hips. Keep that neutral spine. Exhale forwards, inhale back. Option to stick with a plank hold. You don't need to move from the ankles. 2 to go. And then knees down, sit back, another quick stretch. Good, that's the planks done with. And then we're rolling on to your back again. So going back to some more abdominal work. Just slowly roll down, use the abdominals to come back down to the floor. So we did single leg stretch before. We're going to do that one more time and then move on from there. If you bring your legs up to tabletop, flex the spine, keep the eye line forward, exhale, exhale. Oh, I didn't learn from the last time, I'm going to have to move further back. That's it. Exhale, exhale. I didn't do a very good risk assessment in my room. Exhale, exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the legs, gently roll back, gently rock. We're going to add a bit of a rotation with that, so you'll work the obliques at the side of the abs. You still set up at tabletop, you still flex the spine, and then side to side. So lumbar spine in contact with the floor, looking down outside the hips at each side. Still keeping that short, sharp breathing pattern. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, hold. Exhale, roll back. Release your lumbar spine. Get that gentle rock. And then one more change from there. You're going to do double leg stretch. Now you can stick to single leg stretch if you feel any pressure at your hips or your back again. So still the same starting point. I want you to keep the hands outside the knees. Really take your hands and your legs as far away as you can. Long, strong, and then meet in the middle. Exhale, inhale. Just be careful how far back you take your arms. Your arms should end up outside your ears, not too far back, because again, you'll put pressure on your neck. So hands or upper arms outside the ears. 4, 3, keep driving as far away as you can. 2, last one. Gently bring the head back, gently rock. So hopefully you feel the difference with that one. Should be a bit tougher, and hopefully your back felt okay. We're just going to do a couple of bridges and then we're going to come up onto your feet. If you keep your feet hip width apart, keep your spine neutral, arms relaxed. Inhale, prepare, exhale, lift the hips up and get that straight line from your knees down to your shoulders. If you do have a cushion under your head, you should remove it for this one, because when your pelvis is higher than your head, you shouldn't have anything underneath your head. So just remove your cushion if you've got one. Press into your heels to get more activation at your glutes. So to get more activation at your bum muscles, push into your heels. If you're cramping up a wee bit, maybe just try and pull your feet a wee bit closer to the rest of the body. Make sure they're not too far away. We'll get 4 more and then we're going to stay at the top on the bridge. So I hope you're all doing okay and you can see me and hear me clearly enough. Great way to start the day. Brilliant. Good. Let me just, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so the next bridge, you're staying up at the static bridge, and from there all you're doing is bringing your knees towards each other, taking the knees out to the out wide at the side. Now make sure you try and keep that same height and you keep pressing into your heels. I don't want you lifting any part of the foot off the floor. Keep your feet in contact with the floor. Inhale, knees towards each other. Exhale, knees apart. You should be getting more activation at the glute muscles and the abducting muscles to take your knees apart, the adducting muscles to bring your knees together. All these abducting and adducting muscles. Go for 4 more on that one as well. Slow and controlled still. Arms relaxed. Last rep. Inhale, hold. Exhale, bring the pelvis back down to the floor. Good. We're going to get that gentle rock and then we're coming up onto your feet to finish. So I said at the start, if you're not comfortable exercising up on the feet, you can just stop there, get your stretch. Take your time. When you come up onto your feet, I want you to roll the spine. So you can bend your knees if you need to, and you just slowly roll up until your head is the last thing to come up. Now I'm still in the camera, I hope, so I can hardly see myself. We're going to do some squats and roll-ups. So when you squat, you keep a neutral spine, so back straight. You take your feet about hip width apart with the toes turning out slightly, and just come down, push your knees apart. Once you're at the lowest point with your neutral spine, take your hands towards the floor or touching the floor, and then flex the spine and roll back up slowly. So I'll show you that from the side as well. So it's squat down, neutral spine, back straight, and then once you're at your lowest point, hands come down, roll the spine, crown of the head towards the floor, keep the bend in the knee if you need to, slowly roll up. Now your breathing should be slow and steady. I inhale to come down on the squat, exhale to get the full flexion, inhale to start the roll up, and exhale to finish it. We'll get 1 more. Squat down, fully flex the spine, and then 1 vertebrae bone at a time comes up to neutral on the spine. Good. So now we do the opposite. You roll down and you squat up, just to confuse you. So lead with the head for the roll down. Inhale to start your roll down. Exhale to finish it. Once you're at your lowest point, bend your knees and try to get that neutral spine on your inhale. Exhale to the top, press to the heels. So inhale, start the roll down. Exhale all the way down to where you can. Inhale, bend the knees, straighten out the back, lift the chest. Exhale, push to the heels to come up. So a couple more on that one, we're nearly done. I'm just going to do a quick time check because I can't see the time on the phone. And the clock on that piano is not at the right time. Right, we're just about done. We've got 1 more thing to do after this one. It was roll down, squat up. Last one. Good, so our last thing that we're going to do is a standing rotation, and we're going to do that in a split stance. So when the right leg is in front, you twist to the right. When the left leg is in front, you twist to the left. So I've got my left foot in front. We're keeping the palms down, inhaling to rotate, exhaling to neutral. Try to keep your shoulders relaxed. Take the rotation as far as you can. So the reason you go over the front leg is because it stabilises the hips and allows you to move at the torso only, at the spine only. And then if you feel confident enough, you're going to drop that back knee, come down towards the floor, and then up to the top. You can stay here if you need to. You don't have to add that lunge. Inhale, rotate as far as you can, exhale to the top. So I keep my back heel off the floor all the time, and the front heel down all the time. Press into that front heel to come up. Last one. Just the other side to go, we're getting there. Split stance, knees soft, arms out to the sides. Rotate as far as you can. Exhale to neutral. Tell you what, it's hot. I don't think I realised how hot it was until I came up onto my feet. Got a sweaty moustache, I'm sure you're glad to know. Last one, and then we can add in the lunge if you feel okay to. So really getting that rotation best you can, still with the lunge. Lots to focus on, keep the control. As you stand, you should feel it in the glute and the quad on the front leg. And you should feel that rotation right round the torso there, more on that side as you rotate. Last rep from here. And relax there. Well done. We'll just get some roll downs to stretch off. So again, you don't really need to focus on your breathing now. I just want you to get the stretch, so just stay relaxed with your breathing. Lead with the head, start to roll down, keep your breathing relaxed. Try to keep your weight forward. Make sure you haven't pushed your weight back as you come down towards the floor. Getting a nice stretch right down the back of the body. You might feel it in your hamstrings more. That's fine, that's as long as you've got your legs and your weight forward, your legs lengthened, weight forward. Slowly come up. And then we'll get obliques from your rotation. So knees soft, hand overhead, and feeling the stretch right down this side. And then what to do is, that hand that's overhead, just bring it to the hip. Rotate round for a spinal stretch. Look down outside the foot. I can hear the banging now. I don't know if you hear that. My son's obviously all excited to be back inside his granddad's house. And then round and down outside the foot. Looking down outside the foot. And then we'll get one more roll down with the feet wider. So toes out, feet wider. Slowly come down again. And relax into the stretch. Slowly roll up. And you know, the only other thing I want you to do is just your shoulders from the planks. So arm across your midline, pulling in either at your forearm or your upper arm. So I hope you have a good day and you enjoy the weekend. Let me know how you got on with that. Like I say, if you've got any questions, either pop them on these comments or go on to my own Facebook page and just give me a message. I'd love to help out. So enjoy the rest of the weekend and thanks for joining me, everyone. Thanks a lot.